Okay, welcome to Conan Exiles Rebirth. I'm the gray-haired gamer, your host, and today we are here in the ancient and mysterious Isle of Siptah, where we are literally going to reboot our Conan Exiles adventure, and we are going to use a lot of the tips, the techniques that we covered in our quick XP guides. As well, we're going to combine a lot of knowledge that we learned from playing our previous version multiplayer, as well as what we discovered playing in single player. So we're going to quickly set us up a character here quick.
The gods are watching.
And yeah, this will only take a couple moments. And of course, I am the gray-haired gamer, so we have to have a gray-haired character. Yeah, that's fine. I do like to make my character pretty tall. I am 6'5" in real life, but nowhere near as ripped as this fella is. If it were only so easy in real life to, click a slider bar. We are going to start off here in the northwest because that is one area that I'm very familiar with. I know where resources are, etc., etc. And again, that's that knowledge we gained from previous multiplayer games, as well as playing around on single player. So give this fella a name. Of course, he's going to be the gray-haired gamer. Okay, and we're ready to rock. We are back, starting with nothing again. But that's okay. We're going to use some, like I said, some of the tips, some of the techniques that we covered in our quick XP guide for Conan Exiles, as well as some other information that we know. And we are starting off at night, so that is not great, but we don't get a choice. Now, of course, we're always going to start off with doing our normal journey steps: kick, dodge, climb, drink. We will not be able to eat immediately. But the big thing we're going to do, it boils down to two simple rules. Always be crafting, always be harvesting. Excuse me. Because on some difficulties of Conan Exiles, like the Barbaric, you do not get points so much for harvesting and crafting. But here on the official multiplayer server, you do. So we are definitely going to take advantage of that, and we're just going to hoover back, vacuum up everything that we can. Not only for the points for harvesting, we are going to make our basic equipment. Okay, there we go. We got us a couple kills. And here's what we really wanted, our water skin, so we can carry some water. Now they do give you one, just like the exiled lands. They start you off with one free one, and then you have to make your own. We do want to loot these corpses as much as we can. We want to gather up these oysters for food. We won't be able to cook them and eat them until we move inland off the beach. But we'll be doing that soon enough. And we got somebody unconscious. That's another player. But we want to gather up as many of the sticks and stones that we can find to make our basic tools. Hopefully we will find some plant fiber, because there is none of that here on the beach. We have to go into where the greenery is, and unfortunately there are creatures to fight up there, and we are not prepared for that yet. So we're going to keep looting these corpses as we find them, and hopefully some of them will have some plant fiber, not just stone and wood. Now, some of these can be a bit twitchy. There we go. Yeah, there's plant fiber. There's plant fiber. Okay, excellent. So now at least we can make our pajamas, our basic cloth armor, even though it doesn't really give you much protection. It will give you some temperature protection. There we scored an extra water skin, as well as more plant fiber. So that was a really good loot there, because now we don't have to spend any of our resources to make another one, our hides. Now we do have to see, here's another water skin, but we already picked one up, so we cannot pick up that one. Now, since we're looting these guys, we're not going to really get the points as if we were harvesting, but still it's things that we need. And again, we are going to make all our basic tools here, so we'll start building as much of them as we can. We don't have a weapon yet, but we need to level up before we can unlock that. And let's take a look at the map here. Let's zoom in. Okay. We started off basically right in here is our spawn. And we're going to stay on the beach until we get up to where these roads are. And as well, there's an NPC camp here. Nice low level that we'll be able to take some thralls out of there rather quickly. We're going to move our way up here to the Violet Isle. And we have two possibilities. We have built here right close to this ravine before, and we've had a lot of success there. A lot of good natural resources around. But if no one has built here on Violet Isle, we may set up something there, because that will put us equidistant right in the middle between the good resources here, as well as the NPC camp and the aloe, all the natural resources here, as long as all the resources along this river. Now there is no symbol there, like there is a symbol right here, the Sanctum of Set. While we can take a pretty good guess that a player has some kind of fortress or something here, because these only appear when the altar is fully upgraded. So while there is no fully upgraded altar here, there still could be a person, there could still be a player that has already occupied this space. We will not know for sure until we go up and check it out. So we have already, like I said, used the knowledge we found in single player and our previous multiplayer games to know that those are both very good areas for resources of very different kinds. You know, we'll be able to take aloe, we'll be able to take stone, wood, ironstone, coal, as well as have very easy access to an NPC camp. Now they are going to be low-level NPCs, but that's fine. That's what we're going to be able to handle right now. We're not going to be able to go rolling in. Oh, there's a bonus. There's a bonus. Here's some plant fiber growing out here. We're obviously not going to be able to roll into one of the advanced NPC camps and start knocking tier 4 thralls over the head. No, no, no. We will definitely get our asses kicked. But we can go into a tier 1 and at least get a quick companion. So we're just going to stay out here on the beach. We need to keep picking up some sticks for tool handles. And we do want to keep an eye on our hunger. That it is going to go start dropping. And to be able to make a cook fire and cook these oysters that we've been gathering up, we cannot do that on the beach. The game will not allow you to build in the spawn areas because, you know, while you're on multiplayer, you do meet some really cool people, some really awesome players. You always have a few dicks. And they will try to spoil it for everybody, and they will build and block all of the spawn areas. So the administrators stop that by refusing to let anyone build in the spawn areas. Another dick move that people will do is to block major roadways, major pathways, which is technically against the rules of the multiplayer servers. Like I said, we're playing on one of the official servers. You can pay money and rent your own server for, I believe it's 30 days. So you can have a private game, and that you can set up the rules however you like. As well as you can start a single player mode and start that in what they call co-op mode, so you can still play with your friends without having to spend real money to get your own server. So we're just going to keep raiding, keep looting whatever we can until our hunger meter gets too much. Then you want to keep hitting these corpses up and hitting up these waterlogged chests. They will provide you with a lot of early XP. And they will give you all the basic supplies that you're going to need. The wood, the stone. We even, like I said, we even got a water flask. And we got a bit of plant fiber, so we did not have to go inland for that. Okay, let's see how we're doing on our tools. We have the cleaver and the axe. We're going to make the pick and the skinning knife. We're also going to craft a bedroll. One nice thing that they did is with, like here with the bedroll, we actually need twine as a prerequisite. And before they did the update, we would have had to manually craft that twine. It would not allow us to make the bedroll. But now it will, if we have the materials for the prerequisites, it will automatically craft them for us. And see, we did not have enough to make 3 twine. Or did we? Why did... Okay, there it's the, you can see there it's making the twine. And it only makes enough to make that item. So now it'll craft the bedroll. So we can get the experience for that as well. We're already at level 5. We haven't had to fight anything. We haven't had to kill anything. We've just been running around here collecting up stuff. Okay, so here we're now approaching this area where we do want to start going inland. Right there at this wrecked boat is, I forget the name of it, Alaki's Sentry or something like that. Where the NPC camp is, the low level. But we need to do a little bit of work here first. So we need to get our strength up a little bit. And we need to get us some basic technology. We're going to want to have the storage box, the fireplace so we can cook some food, and a weapon, which right now we only have a choice of the sword or the bow and arrow. We're going to take the sword, and as well we also want to have a torch. You can make an improvised torch without that technology, but it only lasts a very short time before it breaks, so you're constantly needing to repair it. And as well, that it will, researching that torch will allow us to research future technologies to have, like wall bracketed torches, standing torches, that we can, once we start setting up a base, we'll be able to light it up. And that you cannot make without having the torch first. Okay, so we still have a couple more corpses we can check. Huh, that's strange. We just looted like 6 bodies already, and now we finally get the feet for it. And again, you want to keep gathering up these oysters, and there's a bunch of them right there, as an early food source. So we just have to cook them before we can actually eat them. But they are a very, very easy early food source. They will last a pretty good time. Alright, so now we want to, get us a weapon. Now that we have that, actually unlocked the stone club, which is your early mace, and your stone sword. And yeah, we have enough fiber, we can create them. This, the club, the mace, you don't need any twine. The sword you do. They do exactly the same damage. So we're going to take the cheaper one. Now, something you want to do pretty early game is decide what weapons you want to specialize in. Okay? Now our stomach is starting to hurt. We can't eat these bugs quick. You want to specialize. And that, again, comes from knowledge that you gain. I definitely recommend, if you're going to play multiplayer and you're new, go in and start a single-player game, too. Because you can, in the single player, make yourself an admin, get yourself more feat points, unlock all the weapons, and try them out. When you're in multiplayer, you only get the points you get. Once you go through your skill points, it's very, very difficult to get more. So you are not going to be able to unlock every single weapon, every single armor. You want to know that beforehand. And for me, the maces and as well the short sword are my favorite. The short sword is very, very high DPS, like the daggers are, but is only a single-hand weapon. So if we're fighting at night, we can hold a torch in our offhand. With daggers, you cannot do that. As well, when we're fighting in the day with the mace, we can have a shield in the offhand and add to our damage. And the short sword is very good at single target opponents, like when we're fighting one-on-one with something. The short sword is very, very good. But if we have 2 or 3, the short sword is not effective with groups. That's where our mace comes in, especially if we have a mace and a shield. We can do damage to multiple enemies at a time. Now we can go in here and we can take these dogs out, and they are a very good source of early hides that we will need to make us some armor in the very near future. Ooh, that's a 1 skull dog. Shit. Yeah, we need to get the fuck out of here. Pardon my French. And we're out of stamina already, so we need to juke around. Arno's Prospect, that's the name of that NPC camp. Yeah, we need to run away. That is the first time I've ever seen a 1 skull dog boss. Especially there. Yep, he got us. Wow, that was unexpected, but man. Okay. Feral dog pack leader. Wow, that sucked. So now we just lost everything, but our corpse will be on the map. And we did run away from where that dog spawned, so it should be safe to go collect up our corpse. But on the plus side, it did reset our hunger meter. We're not starving right now anymore. Let's see, where's our corpse? Okay, it should be right up here. When we get close, we'll see the little skull on a stick. The marker, yeah, right there it looks like is our corpse. So we did run far enough away from where that 1 skull boss did spawn so we can safely come back in here. As soon as he killed us, he would have rolled back to his spawn point. Alright, there we got our stuff back. And our poor, poor corpse. And it should have set us all back up the way we had things, yes. Okay, we do want to move around our tools a little bit. I get used to having them in certain places. Okay, but now we have a weapon. It would have been nice to farm those dogs up there for the hides and the feral meat. But, you know, we're not going to go mess around with a 1 skull boss. Alright, to get us a little extra experience before we go in here, we're going to go ahead and craft up our cook fire. And we are over encumbered. Get the frick out of here. So we can drop that. We'll drop half our stone. Okay, now we're good. We do have wood to act as a fuel for the fire. But yeah, here's our little NPC camp. We're going to farm that out early game to get us some help with combat. And hopefully, I don't know what the makeup is of the NPCs, the thralls in here. I know there are fighters and archers, but it would be nice to find a craftsman or 2 as well. Alright, so we're going to get some XP here killing these birds. These ostrich-looking creatures. And we got 3 of them. But that's okay, we got that mace where we can smack both of them at the same time. And there we go, there's 3 of them. Now we don't have access to aloe just yet. So we're going to do the next best thing, and we're going to craft up a couple healing wraps. and they do give pretty decent experience for such a cheap resource. I've even taken, once I've gotten the sickle, I've gone through and just harvested up a bunch, like a full stack of the plant fiber, and just crafted all I could of the healing wraps, and then just tossed them, throw them away, just purely for the XPs. We're going to make a couple now and actually use them. Once we get over to the lake, we will have access to aloe, and we will switch over to using them just because they're a lot more efficient, and as well we can use them in combat where the wraps, you have to stand perfectly still, you can't move, you can't dodge, you can't fight, you can't do anything. Alright, so we do have us in a pretty decent spot. Unfortunately, we got something going on in real life I have to go take care of, so we're going to have to cut this episode a little bit short. But one thing we do before we bounce out is we, unlike a lot of games, Conan Exiles, when you log out, your body is still in the game. You can still be attacked, you can still be killed. Now this is a PvE server, so we don't have to worry about PvP players coming and just smacking us around just for the fun of it. But we do have to worry about the other creatures. So before we bounce out of here, we're going to get in a safe place. We're going to go back out here to the beach where we know there are no creatures that will attack us, and we'll be safe to log out. Like I say, I do apologize. This video is going to be a little bit short. I do normally like to do my videos like an hour or so, but we will be back in probably about an hour, and we'll knock out a second episode yet today. But we're off to a pretty good start. We got us our basic tools, we got a weapon, we got our pajamas that I call them, our coarse little clothing. Okay, we're gonna go out here, and now we're safe to log out. Again, yeah, I apologize. We will be back and have a second episode here in probably about an hour or so. We're off to a very, very good start, and we're going to continue that. We've already gone up to level 8, from level 1 to level 8 in a half an hour. So you can see the techniques, the basic rules, always be harvesting, always be crafting, are already starting to pay off. So for right now, I'm the Gray Hair Gamer, saying we'll see you back here in a little bit. New viewers, returning viewers, thanks for joining us. And as well, you can check us out on Twitch and YouTube, both Gray Hair Gamer channel names. So until then, Exile, keep on surviving, thriving, and dominating in the world of Conan Exiles. We'll see you soon.